Come and go with me and let's be free, fully free. Put your mind to it, let's see what we can be. No need for struggle, you got power to succeed. Yes, you can be completely free. Let's have a talk about it, let's have a talk. Let's talk about the things that he has done for us. I'm living free. We can have a healthy talk, just you and me. Right here on the Letisha Jackson Show.
Hello and welcome everybody. Come back to She Rise Chronicles. Yay!
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know about you, but today has been a long day for me, to where I have to stop and take a break and just say, you know what, let me get my thoughts together. Let me get myself together, because right now I'm just all over the place. I don't know about you, but sometimes you have to stop and you have to take a break and say, you know what, I'm not my best self right now.
You do. I mean, you do. Like right now, I'm having sinus issues, so if I sneeze or whatever and I'm sniffing, understand that my sinus is acting up. So yeah, it's been a long day. It's been a long day.
It has, but listen though, you know, having a long day, you still have to progress. You still have to get things done. And so tonight we're gonna just talk about a couple of things that we've been doing and what we experienced, and we want to bring up a certain topic for you all that I think that will be very interesting.
Okay.
But first, so for some of you who may or may not know, we actually went on our first cruise.
It was good. Had a great time.
Had a great time.
Yeah.
And man, for those of you who have asked me, you know, how was it? What can you expect? You know what? You cannot ever not be over prepared.
Definitely.
Oh, listen, can I share with you what we went through first?
Yeah, tell the tale.
Okay, so went to the airport, right? Went to the airport, got there at 9 o'clock. So our plane's gonna leave at 11 o'clock. So we on time. Yep. Everything is going great. When we got to the airport and we checked in our bags, guess what? We were over like 16 pounds apiece. 16 pounds, you were 14 pounds.
Yeah, it was like 16 pounds.
So I don't know about you, but I've never had my luggage to be overweight. So we had to pay an extra $200, and I was like, I was furious. I was so upset. Anyway, we paid that. Went on through, you know, pre-check and all that good stuff. That was great. So we was getting ready. We had time to get our was it Starbucks?
Well, you wanted Starbucks. I didn't want no
Got
Starbucks.
our coffee, our sandwiches. Listen, we sitting there. No, we had the Philly cheesesteak somewhere. Anyway, it was so good. But we sitting there, we waiting, having a good time, perfect timing. And then we get a text message that says your flight has been delayed. Okay.
So first it was like 1 hour.
It was 1 hour.
And then it
went to 3 hours. 6 hours. 10 hours, then it went to the next morning when your flight had to be rebooked.
I've never had that happen.
So let me tell you something. Darnell was like, does that mean we don't go? Is that a sign from God?
So I was like, hey, this is the Lord. Let's go back home.
So I was so furious, you all. And so we had to actually book another flight through another airline.
Yeah.
And so we got there the same night, but later that night. So our whole plan was to get to Miami, because I ported to Miami.
Definitely.
Get to Miami that day and spend some time in Miami to celebrate just your birthday, because you had a birthday that had just passed.
So we was going to spend the day in Miami, do the Miami thing, you know, like everybody do. And we didn't get to do the Miami thing.
So it was a definite experience. But what did you learn from that?
You know, have patience. It could have been worse. We could have not gone on the trip.
That's true.
And there actually was another couple there. They were in a oh my God, their situation was messed up. They were trying to get to Rome.
Yes.
Rome. And they had to get to a certain place to catch a train to go to some small city or village, and it was bad. The lady was crying because the flight had been delayed. So
I think one guy Had to go to Germany.
Yeah, one guy had to go to Germany. So he ended up renting a vehicle and driving from Memphis to Nashville to catch another flight. So, being thankful, it didn't work out for us, but we have a good friend that lives in Memphis. So, she came and picked us up and
spent time with
spent
her.
time with
ate
her.
good again.
Ate good.
And guess what else? We had time to go to Target to get another suitcase.
That's right. And
so we wouldn't be charged again because we had to get our bags back to do another recheck back into the airport. It was crazy.
So we saved some money.
We saved some money, y'all. So that's the bright side of it. So
the bright side.
No matter what you're going through, look at the positive side of things is what I'm saying. But we did make it on the cruise. And it was a great experience, I would say.
Yeah, and we can go to Miami. We can always go back to Miami.
Right.
Yeah. So, shout out to Impact.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for that cruise. Thank you, Impact. We love you.
So the story behind the cruise, so we ended up going to, it was a 5-night cruise.
5 nights.
Okay. And so we ended up going to the Bahamas, and we went to the Benami Island. Okay. Went to Nassau, Bahamas. And then the Caribbean, the Royal Caribbean Cruise actually owns an island called Coco Cay.
Oh, yes.
And let me tell you,
yes.
Each day was very relaxing. We had a great time there. So if you're on the fence about should you go on a cruise, you're scared about all the water that you're surrounding, listen, just take you some, what you call it, Dramamine?
Is that it?
Dramamine, take that for motion sickness. Because I actually had to take one night. I did because the ship was pretty rocky. But outside of that, it was a great experience. And on the inside, it is so much you can do. It's like a city all within itself.
Definitely. Shopping, all night eating. They had different shows.
They did.
We went to a Love and Marriage show.
It was nice.
They even had Family Feud, right?
They had Family Feud. They had Grease. They had so much going on.
All kind of stuff.
And for those of you who have kids, they have things for kids that you can drop them off in a safe environment. You sign them in, and no way you can get them back. You sign them back out. So
that's right.
I would say you should definitely think about going.
Definitely.
So I'm definitely saying we're probably going to go on another cruise.
We are?
Okay. Eventually, we're going on another cruise eventually. Yeah, I think so. So you should definitely check it out. But I would say this, if you can, upgrade your room, please.
Definitely.
We had an ocean view. We had an ocean view now. It was nice, but
it was tight.
It was tight, right? And I like water. So at least I would say next time we'll upgrade to a balcony view.
Balcony view, definitely.
So we have a balcony out there.
And we got a chance to see the biggest cruise ship, the Icon.
Icon of the Sea.
Icon of the Sea. I think the estimated was 10,000 people that this ship holds. I mean, and when I say it was massive, it was massive. It was a beast in the sea, definitely.
It was. So again, if you're thinking about it, just consider it. Consider it because either you're gonna like it or you're not. But I would say I think I enjoyed myself. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Oh, I enjoyed myself.
Yes.
Definitely.
And so being able to get off the actual ship and to go to different islands. But I'll tell you this, if you book an excursion through the ship, this is like a full-time job.
Definitely.
What I mean by that is you have to get up at 8 and 8:30 in the morning, meet them there so you can go to your excursion. That's the only part I didn't like because I feel like I was on a schedule. And vacation for me is like you want to relax. But I was on a schedule. But we got on the beach and got settled or going to our destination. It was good from there.
Definitely good.
So I gained like 5 pounds on the cruise. I weighed myself. I gained 5 pounds, but I'm happy to say I've lost my 5 pounds back. So I've lost that back.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. But tonight, though, we want to talk to you about some things that we have experienced in relationships. Not our relationship, not our marriage, but relationship with people, friends, family, and most of all in business.
In business, definitely.
We got a chance to talk with some friends and some colleagues of ours. And something that we all had in common, and it was talking about how to end a relationship peacefully?
Peacefully, a peaceful, as they say, a peaceful transfer.
A peaceful transfer?
Peaceful transfer. That's the?
I don't know if I like that.
It sounds good right about now. Yeah.
But how do you end a relationship, peacefully? How can you come to a common agreement without anyone getting mad at one another, and you can agree to disagree and still part ways? Not only that, how do you know when it's time to end a relationship?
Yeah.
How do you know when that season is over? How can you dictate when you have outgrown someone or someone have actually outgrown you? How do you handle that? So we're going to dissect this conversation.
This could get a little chippy. And as they say, don't want anyone to think that we're throwing off.
No, we're not.
But this is the reality of the world we live in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I want to let you elaborate a little bit.
Which part?
Well, just the idea is when you are in business with someone or friends with someone or in a relationship with someone, no matter where you are in that relationship, how do you know it's time to end it? And how do you end it peacefully?
Well, I think one of the things, is when you can't agree on things anymore. When it becomes a problem just agreeing with, just the little things. And because when you're trying to go, when they want to do something and you're trying to go another way, and you have that purpose in your heart that you want to do it, that can be one of the signs that, hey, maybe we've outgrown each other.
Okay.
I'm gonna do my thing and you do your thing, and it just has to be a grown-up conversation.
So I look at it as you say, outgrow one another. It could be that you're no longer in alignment with each other.
That's true.
And I guess my question is, what causes you to fall out of alignment with one another? Like, what changed? What dynamic changed? What conversation changed? Did your vision change? Did your motive change? Like, what changed?
Well, I think, it's just the fact that, sometimes people want to take things to another level. And some people, when you're trying to go to another level, as we say all the time, you can't take everybody with you.
That part. Ooh.
That hurts.
And it hurts so bad.
And, we see it in entertainment. We see it in business. We see it even in church. We see it, and it happens. It happens.
That's the hard part when you are growing or going to another level or you're going a different direction and you feel like the people who are with you are with you.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you make that shift or that change, that person was with you for that season. And it's time, after the season has passed, it's time for you to move on. And so how do you handle that transition? How do you handle that person is good? I say y'all still on good terms. You're on good terms. You like one another, but now it's time to part ways. How do you end it peacefully without someone's feelings getting hurt and getting mad at each other? That's the thing.
Well, I think this is from just experience. I think feelings are going to get hurt.
Okay.
But it's what you do after your feelings are hurt. Are you able to just, as we say, are you able to suck it up and realize that this person is no longer a part of the connection you have or no longer a part of the business and it's time to move on. And like you said, it's a hard conversation sometimes. It's not, it's uncomfortable, but it's something that has to be done, and you just have to realize it. And you definitely don't want to, when you do make that move, you don't want to just down a person,
right,
or something like that. But you just want it to be peaceful. Hey, we good. We had a good time. We did some great things together.
Right.
But it's time for me to move on.
But what if it's not peaceful? What if someone went out there and they talked about you? They put lies on you, and it's like, okay, this is what has transpired. It's time to let go. How do you handle that? Is that still a peaceful factor there?
Well, I mean, if a person does that, then that's on them, and there's nothing you can do about that. We, you know, in the church realm, we say it all the time. They lied on Jesus.
That's true. That's true now.
They lied on him. They still today.
Still lying
People
on
are
him.
lying on Jesus. That's just, you know, that's part of it. And you know, I've a wise saying that I heard somebody say, and I tell it all the time: a lie can catch a ride
Any day.
all day long,
That's
but the
true.
truth gotta walk. A lie can catch a ride all day, but the truth gotta walk.
Because people like to hear lies.
People love to hear lies.
His stories.
They love to hear stories. So, you know, we still hearing stories about the abominable snowman. You know, stuff
What?
that, you know, stuff that ain't true. Sasquatch. And
Okay,
all.
okay.
You know, we still believe. I'm saying we still hear stories that are supposedly are not true, and we like those stories.
Well, you know, I just thought about something. You said a lie catch a ride any day. The
All
truth have
day.
to walk.
Truth gotta
Well,
walk.
Jesus did he not walk?
Huh? That's
Jesus
right.
walked, right? I like
walked.
that. Jesus walked.
He
He
had to
did.
walk.
He had to walk.
Walked on water.
He
Too.
did. That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. So I just think about me and from my experiences, you know, I would say I've had a season in my life to where I feel like so many different people have just been detached from me.
Yeah.
And it's like, I didn't see it coming. And like, where did this come from? And it could be from people who are your friends, people who you look up to. And it could be you not having any problems at all. And it hurts really bad. So it's like, how do you cope with losing so much around you, you know, and still be able to move forward? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it hurts real bad when you're having to lose people. You losing them. Like, you literally losing them.
You're not about to cry, are you?
It's emotional for me.
Please don't.
No, it's emotional for me. Like when you have people who have been in your corner and you've been in their corner, right?
Yeah.
And you both have been involved with each other's success, and you've seen people grow, you know, from areas in their lives, and then all of a sudden a change go forth, and it's like, I want to better myself. I want to go in this direction and say, I don't want to do that. I don't see it that way. Or they may even feel like that they are better than you at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. You know, I think for me, I've always been kind of a realist. I've never been a person, you know, that's what we say optimistic about things.
I'm very optimistic.
And I understand that, you know, people, they make up and they also break up. And it, you know, at the end of the day, it's just about acceptance. Accepting who you are in your season right now. You know, of course, everyone knows that I'm a pastor. You know, Abraham was told to leave.
I thought about that story.
He was told to leave his family, his kindred, and where he was, you know, and God was like, I'm taking you to a place. I'm taking you to a land. He left. He took Lot with him. We know how that went. Him and Lot broke up, you know, so, and Lot wasn't obviously the man that was supposed to go with him to where he was trying to go. So with that being said, you know, when you're moving to the next level, everybody can't go with you. I said this in my message Sunday. I said, look, you're not lonely, but sometimes you do have to be alone. Being alone and being lonely are two different things, you know. You know, when you're trying to go to that next level, you may have to be alone, but you're not lonely, you know, because you got him walking with you. So
Right, I like that.
and you know, it happens, and it's nothing, you know, to be mad about. It's you know, the person who you detach yourself from, or y'all see each other at Walmart, you can't speak. Come on, I mean,
That's true.
I mean, come on, it's that, you know, it ain't like I stole your mule or
That's
something,
true.
or stole your car.
That's true.
It didn't work out for us in that what we were doing.
That's true.
And I'm happy for you, and you be happy for me.
Right.
and we can celebrate the good times that we had, and we can say we made some good memories. But you know, you move on.
People don't want to celebrate you. They think you are against them when you're not together, you know.
Yeah.
And I had this little saying that I actually talked to a friend who was talking about a couple of things. And so it's like when you're trying to climb the mountain, you know, I'm not a mountain climber, but if you climb the mountain, I do realize the more weight you have on you, the harder for you to reach the peak, right? You can't reach the peak, okay? But then once you reach the peak, you can now look down on the other side and see those people who are needing your help.
Exactly.
But you cannot carry all that weight to the top.
That's right.
You got to have the proper equipment, the proper mindset, because you're focused on getting to the top. Because if not, you can tumble back down and not ever make it back to the top again.
Yeah.
So I look at it that way. So okay, and I look at along this way in my career and our path, we came across and you helped me get to this point.
You helped me get
so
to
I
that
will
point.
forever be grateful and thankful for that, for what you've done for me, or vice versa. But we got to continue to move on.
You gotta move on.
And it's not saying you can't go back and go, you know, help them along the way. But it's like when you have a certain goal that you want to hit, God do put people into place so you can reach those goals. You can, you know, reach what you're trying to do. And when your calling is greater
Exactly.
than your surroundings, your calling is greater than the people you're surrounded with or the things you're surrounded by,
Yeah.
then I agree with you. You will have to walk alone at some point, but you will not be lonely.
Don't be
And I love how you always say that. You say God will build you a friend.
I'm saying it.
He will build you a friend. He'll build you a new partner. He'll build you a plan. He'll build you anything that you
build
need
you a
him to
friend.
build for you. So I would say, how do you end it peacefully? For me, I would say just trust that process. It may hurt. You may get your feelings hurt, but that's just a feeling. It's how I feel. But what are the facts? The facts is you can't go with me. The facts is we don't believe the same. We don't think the same. You see it your way. I have my way. So those are the facts.
Exactly.
And
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
And we still can see each other at Walmart speak. And we can talk about
That
other
part.
things, sports and clothes and all kinds of stuff. And we can understand that we had some good times and we made some great memories and we built some things together. But unfortunately, we had to break ways and we had to move on. And, you know, I don't have to, you know, you don't have to drag me down. I don't have to drag you down. But it's like, you know what? We good. We good and it's cool. And, you know, I think for me it's just accepting it. And once I accept it and it gets in me, okay, it is what it is. This is how it's going to be. Okay, I'm all right.
I think acceptance is key.
Yeah.
Acceptance is key.
Yeah,
And a lot of times people may get selfish
definitely.
because you're trying to figure out why this, why you don't want to, why you want to. You know, we get selfish in trying to figure it out when really it's like God is leading you or them or both of you to where you need to be, where you need to go to fulfill what your destiny is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes, and I have in the past, God have given me an outlet and I still held on to it.
Yeah.
And holding on to it, or that thing or that person has caused me more trouble and more sorrows than I can even ever imagine or want it.
Yeah.
So when God allows it to open and happen for you, I would say take heed and just trust that process and just know He's going to multiply. See, think about this. When things are taken away from you, or not taken, removed from you, God, He will multiply everything back to you. He will give you more than what you think you even know that you need.
Yeah.
He will have that platform ready for you.
Definitely.
So that way you can walk into your destiny, walk into your calling, walk into that light that God has. That's what I'm going to say for me, from my experience, what I'm learning from it.
Well,
and so, man, when God just starts peeling those layers off, it gets very uncomfortable, especially when you're used to having, you know, your crew or your tribe or your people around you. But when God really want to glorify you, He really want to get the glory out of your life, He will strip you down to where
Come on,
you really
preacher.
have to trust. Hey,
Come
hey,
on,
hey,
preacher.
hey now, hey.
Hey, you speaking this Sunday, right?
Oh,
Mother's Day message. That's you,
see,
right?
we
Okay.
ain't talking about
Okay,
that.
I'm sorry.
See, we're not talking
All
about
right,
that.
I got off. I'm sorry.
That was not what this supposed to be about.
Mother's Day, the speaker will be Miss Sister Jackson. Anyway, let's go on.
See, he done got me off my tracks
I'll
now.
get you off a track. You gonna let the people know?
So, I mean, since we're switching lanes here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been told that I have to speak Sunday. And I thought maybe I can get the first word, but I'm giving the actual word, okay? So y'all pray my strength in that. Yeah, that's what we're doing on Mother's Day. So we're going to lift mothers. We're going to talk about the goodness of Jesus and just inspire you. And you know what? We're going to love on you. And we're going to just give you what God has for us to hear on Sunday. So.
Okay, now you can go back to your.
I'm done. I am done.
No.
But as I was saying, well, that's actually part of it. Peeling those layers off, as I was saying, to where it's like you're standing, you feel like you're standing alone, but he's still there, but he's wanting to strip you down to where you have nothing and to rely on him. That way, he's like, okay, I have no choice but to follow you. And so whatever you say I have to do, that's what I have to do, like speaking on Sunday.
Exactly. I mean, you gotta just accept it, and it's kind of like, you know, I take my own self. I remember before me and you got married, you know, trying to date and talk, and you know, it was literally women saying, "Hey, I don't want to be with a preacher," you know. Now, did that hurt? Yeah, that hurts. I have no problem. You're a nice person. You're a nice guy. I just don't want to marry no preacher. And it was like, okay, so what can you do? But I'm not coming down off of who I am.
Right.
So you accept me. I'm going to go on to the next level.
How did we get on this? Hold up.
Hey.
We didn't switch the lanes and everything.
It's just part of
But I'm going to say
acceptance.
this. I did not, well, I signed up for it. Like, I signed up for it, but I didn't ask for it. That makes sense?
Yeah.
I didn't sign up for that.
But you knew.
But I knew what I was getting into,
Yeah.
you know. And so I'm just thankful and grateful.
Yeah, you knew what I was before you got in the car with me.
That is true. But anyway,
Yeah.
so anything else you want to say before we end this tonight?
Hey, good conversation. That's all I can say.
Good conversation. And just remember, no matter where you are in your relationship, friends, families, business partner, church member, it doesn't matter. Just know that sometimes people and things will get removed from you. But look at it as for the greater good for what God has for you to do. Okay? Just remember that. It don't always have to be bad blood. It never has to be bad blood. No matter how they react to you, you have an option and the power to choose how you react and how you treat someone.
That's right.
Because remember, love conquers all.
It does.
It does.
It
Conquers
does.
all.
It does.
Yeah. So with that being said, I love you all. Thank you for tuning in to us. Again, we're hoping that we are bringing you some just great inspiration content to inspire you and to uplift you. And if you like what you heard on tonight, please be sure to go and share this with your friends and family. Go ahead and like us on Facebook. And follow us, please. We need to get our followings up so we can just spread the good word of She Rise Chronicles.
She Rise.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.
Come and go with me and let's be free, fully free. Put your mind to it, let's see what we can be. No need for struggle, you got power to succeed.